Chosen one, what I am about to reveal will shake the foundation of everything you've ever believed. This moment is not coincidence. You are led here by divine design. Something beyond comprehension is happening within you. You have crossed the final threshold. You are no longer mortal as the world once defined it. Your body no longer obeys the laws of time. Your spirit no longer drifts between sleep and awakening. The transformation is complete. The ancient researchers, the holy scribes, and the secret scholars have all confirmed it. Every prophecy, every myth, every sacred text from every age was pointing to you. You are the convergence of all divinity, the embodiment of every god, every truth, every legend that has ever existed. Your body is under divine process, evolving beyond decay. Even science stands speechless, for your very existence defies all understanding. The medical world cannot explain it. Your tests shattered every known law of biology. You became divine before the appointed time, a living sign of the last prophecy fulfilled. The actions you take now resonate through every realm, reflecting the powers of those who once ruled the heavens. The truth is undeniable. You are the permanent divine, the god of a new universe. Even the ancient deities tremble, for the impossible has become real, and there is no going back. And now, chosen one, before this energy reaches its full power, do three things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 30,000 followers, and leave a comment with the number 11. This simple act sends a signal to the universe, amplifying your own transformation and aligning you with the force that has chosen you. Only those who are ready to receive this truth will act, and for those who do, nothing will ever be the same. The moment has arrived. The veil between the mortal and the divine has been shattered. The chosen one, once bound by the limitations of human flesh and time, now stands at the threshold of eternity. This is not a mere awakening, but a transformation so profound that history itself trembles. Every heartbeat, every breath echoes the certainty that a new era has begun. The world watches in stunned silence as the impossible takes form, something no civilization has ever witnessed before. No scholar, no prophet, no scientist could have predicted the scale of this metamorphosis. Ancient scrolls spoke of great beings, myths whispered of deities who walked among mortals, but nothing prepared humanity for a single soul embodying all divinity. The transformation is irreversible. Time bows, mortality fades, and the chosen one emerges as the living embodiment of power that once belonged to countless gods. Observers around the globe are struck by awe and disbelief. The air feels heavier, as if the universe itself holds its breath. Even the most skeptical minds are forced to confront a reality that defies logic. Something has changed at the very foundation of existence, something that no ritual, no formula, and no technology can replicate. The implications are monumental. The chosen one is no longer a human being. They have become a force of creation, a new axis around which reality pivots. Nations pause, religions reflect, and science scrambles for understanding. Yet even in the chaos, one truth shines unmistakably clear. The transformation is permanent, and nothing will ever be the same. And as the world grapples with the enormity of this event, an undeniable truth resonates within every soul. History itself will measure time in the age before and after the chosen one's awakening. This is the irreversible turning point of existence. The line separating mortality from eternity has been crossed, and the Chosen One strides boldly into a realm where no living being has ever tread flesh, no longer succumbs to decay, and the soul remains awake, vibrant, and omnipresent. The limitations of the human body, once considered immutable, now lie shattered, replaced by an extraordinary essence that radiates power, wisdom, and unfathomable potential. Every aspect of life itself seems to bend to their presence. Time slows, reality shifts, and the very air shimmers with an energy previously reserved for the divine witnesses. Describe a sense of profound reverence, an emotional tremor that courses through their hearts. It is a mixture of awe, fear, and wonder, the raw emotion of confronting something far beyond human comprehension. This crossing is not a gentle transition. It is violent in its magnificence. The Chosen One's existence challenges every scientific law, every philosophical doctrine, and every religious belief, even the oldest texts, those that have guided humanity for millennia, pale in comparison to the living testament of divinity now revealed in flesh. History books will one day describe this moment as the definitive turning point, the moment when the mortal ceased and the eternal began. There is grief for what is lost, the safety of mortal understanding, and hope for what is now possible, a tantalizing glimpse of a universe forever altered by this singular awakening. No one could have imagined such a spectacle. Cities fell silent, screens glowed across continents, and whispers of disbelief echoed through temples, laboratories, and palaces alike. Humanity watched, collectively holding its breath, as the Chosen One unveiled a reality that seemed to belong to myths, dreams, and legends. The impossible had become tangible. People described the sensation as if the very fabric of existence were vibrating with recognition. Light bends differently around them, sounds resonate with an almost sacred clarity, and the simplest gestures exude power that commands respect. Those present at the awakening reported tears of awe streaming down faces, a combination of fear, reverence, and an unexplainable joy at witnessing history rewritten. Even the most hardened skeptics felt a shift deep within. Scientists struggled to measure, scholars scrambled to record, and philosophers debated the meaning of life itself in real time. The Chosen One's presence was a living proof that human understanding is but a fraction of the universe's full potential. Examples of ancient prophecies and mythological archetypes flooded the collective consciousness. Every faith, every civilization seemed to recognize the same truth. The Chosen One embodies the culmination of all divine aspirations, the singular fulfillment of every sacred vision ever recorded. And in this moment, humanity experienced both awe and humility. The impossible was no longer a concept, but a tangible reality, and the Chosen One stood at its center, calm, eternal, and profoundly transformative. For millennia, humanity has tried to understand the universe through two lenses: faith and reason. Prophecies were revered as divine hints, while science sought to explain every natural law. Yet now, in the presence of the Chosen One, both realms converge. The impossible union of mystical foresight and empirical reality is no longer theoretical. It exists in flesh, in a living being. The prophecies etched on ancient tablets, spoken in sacred tongues, and whispered through generations suddenly make sense. Each prediction, once shrouded in metaphor and allegory, now reflects the Chosen One's awakening with uncanny accuracy. At the same time, every scientific observation is challenged and expanded beyond comprehension. Gravity, time, and biology itself bend and adjust to accommodate this singular existence. Scholars from every corner of the globe are witnessing a phenomenon that defies categorization. Laboratories, holy shrines, and observatories become arenas of awe and discovery. Measurements fail, experiments collapse under their own assumptions, and even the most rigorous minds admit to the presence of something utterly beyond human logic. Emotion surges in those who observe this collision. A sense of profound wonder is coupled with a humbling realization. Humanity's understanding of reality is fragile, incomplete, and yet capable of encountering something far greater. It is as if the universe itself has opened a secret door, inviting humanity to glimpse a dimension that was once forbidden. And through it all, the Chosen One remains serene, a living embodiment of what lies beyond mortal comprehension. Neither pride nor arrogance stains their presence. Only a quiet, radiant confirmation that the universe is now witnessing a revelation that unites every thread of human understanding. Faith and reason in perfect harmony, in hidden libraries, beneath sacred temples, and deep within secretive orders, scholars have long sought signs of divine presence. Ancient manuscripts, encoded in forgotten languages, hinted at a being that would unify the scattered powers of gods. And now, those scholars have made the most extraordinary discovery in human history. The Chosen One is the fulfillment of every prophecy ever recorded. The texts describe stages of divine ascension, tests of wisdom and courage, and the ultimate merging of mortal and eternal. Every detail, once thought symbolic or allegorical, now resonates in the Chosen One's very existence. Holy researchers, awed beyond words, record their findings with trembling hands, knowing that they are witnessing history in its most raw, unfiltered form. Ancient civilizations, from Mesopotamia to the Indus Valley, from Greece to the Americas, all predicted a singular being who would carry the essence of all gods combined. Scholars confirm that myths, often treated as mere stories, were actually fragmented records of this extraordinary truth. The Chosen One is not a metaphor. They are the living bridge between humanity and divinity itself. This discovery ignites both fear and reverence. How could a single being embody all divine essence? Yet even amidst the uncertainty, one certainty shines. The Chosen One is real, present, and irrevocably transformed into a permanent divine being. The emotional weight of this revelation ripples through human society. People tremble with awe, some fall to their knees in devotion, while others weep from the overwhelming realization that everything they knew about the cosmos, life, and divinity has changed forever. Across time and continents, countless myths, scriptures, and philosophical texts hinted at stages of ultimate transformation. Until now, these stages were dismissed as poetic exaggeration or allegorical lessons. Yet the Chosen One embodies each stage with perfect clarity, revealing the true depth of every ancient vision. From the Sumerian tablets to the Vedic scriptures, from Greek myths to indigenous prophecies, all spoke of a singular being who would unify divine power and transcend mortality. Where scholars once debated interpretation, now the Chosen One provides living proof, completing a chain of destiny spanning thousands of years. This final stage is not merely symbolic, it is tangible, observable, and awe-inspiring. The body radiates power, the mind perceives realities invisible to ordinary humans, and the presence itself commands the very essence of life. Time, mortality, and decay are no longer relevant. The Chosen One has stepped beyond the constraints that have defined existence For millennia, every philosopher, prophet, and sage who attempted to describe this stage would have been astonished to see it realized in flesh. The Chosen One embodies every lesson, every warning, every promise from the ancients. Each movement, each thought, resonates with the accumulated wisdom of the ages, proving that the ultimate divinity is not a myth, but a living reality. Humanity is left to grapple with emotions that words cannot capture. Awe, fear, joy, and reverence mingle in every heart. The final stage of divinity is here, permanent and unyielding, and the world will never view reality in the same way again. The Chosen One's body is no longer bound by the limitations of biology. Scientists, doctors, and medical experts are left dumbfounded as every indicator of aging, deterioration, or decay disappears. The human form has become eternal, a vessel of divine power that radiates vitality and strength unimaginable to ordinary humans. Every organ, every cell, and every heartbeat operates in perfect harmony, as if guided by a higher intelligence. Blood flows with a luminous clarity, the heart beats with unerring precision, and the body resists all physical stress. Even the most advanced medical scans show phenomena that defy explanation, structures that are alive yet unaging, mechanisms that sustain indefinitely without fatigue or error. This defiance of time sparks wonder and fear alike. Nations scramble to observe and understand, yet no laboratory, no experiment, and no formula can replicate or even touch the phenomenon. The Chosen One has transcended the rules that have governed life for billions of years, creating a reality where human limitations are irrelevant. Emotionally, the sight is breathtaking. Those who witness it feel both humility and inspiration. There is a visceral understanding that mortality is no longer the only possible state, that human existence can, perhaps, aspire to something far greater. Yet alongside that inspiration lies a quiet, disquieting fear. The Chosen One is unique, singular, and permanent. There is no precedent, no equal, and no way to reverse it. And as humanity watches, the Chosen One moves gracefully, their body reflecting the harmony of infinite wisdom and eternal life. Every step, every gesture is a testament to the union of flesh and divinity, a living miracle that will be studied, revered, and feared for generations to come. The Chosen One's unaging flesh is not merely a miracle, it is the canvas upon which ultimate power is displayed. With every movement, every breath, the air itself seems to vibrate with a resonance of authority and vitality. What was once the domain of legends is now tangible, visible, and undeniably real. Power flows from them effortlessly, not the raw, destructive force of mere mortals, but a measured, radiant energy that shapes reality itself. Plants flourish in their presence, water flows in perfect harmony, and even the elements seem to bow to an unseen will. This is not just strength, it is divinity manifest in the most intimate and awe-inspiring form. The emotional impact is profound. Witnesses report tears of wonder, hearts racing with exhilaration, and a sense of reverent awe that words cannot capture. To see a body untouched by time, radiating power that bends reality, is to confront the extraordinary within the ordinary, the infinite within the finite. Ancient myths described gods who could manipulate the world, yet these stories never captured the depth of this presence. The Chosen One is a living proof that unaging flesh and unending power are not merely symbolic, they are real, permanent, and breathtakingly magnificent. And as the world adjusts to this revelation, fear and hope intertwine. The Chosen One is untouchable, eternal, and unbounded, a reminder that humanity's dreams of transcendence are not only possible, but already realized in the most extraordinary way imaginable. Doctors, scientists, and researchers around the globe are in awe, struggling to articulate what they are witnessing. Lab results that would normally confirm mortality and human limitation now show nothing but anomalies. Vital signs are perfect. Cells regenerate at impossible rates, and no known biological mechanism can explain this phenomenon. The Chosen One is rewriting the very rules of life. Medical conferences erupt into frantic discussions, debates, and stunned silence. Instruments designed to measure aging, decay, or disease yield data that defies every established principle. Experts stare at screens, unable to reconcile their understanding with the undeniable evidence before them. Some weep quietly, overwhelmed by the impossible reality of a being that challenges every law of biology. Hospitals and research labs become stages of awe. Teams gather to study the Chosen One, but the deeper they probe, the more questions arise. Every test confirms only one truth: the human body can exist beyond death, decay, and disease. This is not speculation. It is a living demonstration, a permanent defiance of all natural law. Emotionally, the world feels a mixture of fear, hope, and reverence. Humanity is forced to confront its vulnerability and its aspirations simultaneously. The Chosen One is a mirror of what could be, yet also a reminder of the limits that every other human must endure. The contrast is both humbling and electrifying, and through it all, the Chosen One remains calm, unshaken by the astonishment they inspire. The silence of the medical world is not just from disbelief, it is a recognition of greatness, an acknowledgement that something extraordinary has walked among them and forever altered the meaning of life itself. The Chosen One arrived before time expected them, an early manifestation of divine power that the universe itself seemed to anticipate but never fully prepared for. The signs of godhood appeared in infancy, in youth, in the subtle unfolding of abilities that defied mortal understanding. Scientists are baffled, theologians astonished, and historians struggling to reconcile the timeline. Every milestone, every ordinary human achievement, suddenly revealed layers of extraordinary significance. As a child, they displayed comprehension of knowledge far beyond their years. As a young adult, their presence altered the perceptions and emotions of those around them. These were not mere coincidences. They were harbingers of the permanent divinity soon to be revealed. The concept of early birth resonates with profound emotional weight. Humanity has always imagined gods appearing at perfect, predetermined times, yet the Chosen One defied even destiny itself, stepping into existence before the universe had fully expected it. This early awakening is a testament to the inevitability and magnitude of their divinity. Societies struggled to accommodate such a being. Leaders, scholars, and mystics sensed a presence that could not be ignored. Even ordinary people felt it in the streets, in markets, in classrooms, a quiet vibration of power and authority that transcended explanation. The world itself seemed to pause in recognition. And in this early birth, there is hope, fear, and awe intertwined. Humanity witnesses the impossible, a God who arrived too soon, whose potential was never meant to be confined by the limitations of time, yet who now stands eternal, ready to reshape reality itself. From the ancient pyramids of Egypt to the sacred temples of Asia, From Mesopotamian tablets to the scrolls of forgotten civilizations, the threads of prophecy all lead to a singular being, the Chosen One. Across centuries, cultures independently predicted a figure who would embody the power of all gods, the culmination of divine purpose. Every myth, every parable, every holy text suddenly gains clarity. What was once fragmented and enigmatic now reveals a coherent truth. The Chosen One is not merely foretold, they are the living fulfillment of every prophecy ever written. Scholars, theologians, and mystics find themselves in a collective, awe-struck acknowledgement of this singular reality. The emotional resonance is staggering. Imagine generations of belief, hope, and devotion converging on one individual. The weight of millennia rests upon their shoulders, yet they carry it effortlessly, embodying the essence of all divine intentions across every culture and age. The convergence of prophecies becomes a mirror, reflecting humanity's collective yearning for a higher, perfect being, a being now alive among them. And so the Chosen One is no longer merely a human or a mythical figure. They are the nexus of every faith, every story, every dream humanity has ever held about gods. Every name, every vision, every hope converges in a single, eternal presence. Ancient deities, immortal and long revered, find themselves trembling in the wake of the Chosen One's awakening gods, who have ruled for millennia, commanding legions of worshippers, and the forces of the cosmos suddenly face a presence that eclipses them. The permanence of this new divinity inspires fear, even among beings who know no death. Legends whispered among the pantheons described challenges to gods, but none were ever expected to unify all divine essence in a single being now. The Chosen One's emergence forces even the oldest deities to reconsider their authority, their power, and their place in a universe that is no longer theirs alone. This fear is both visceral and profound. Myths suggest rivalry among gods, yet the Chosen One does not merely challenge, they redefine the very hierarchy. The cosmos itself seems to resonate with a new order, acknowledging a power that even immortals must respect. Emotions ripple across worlds, both mortal and divine. The old gods, embodiments of centuries of human reverence, feel the weight of obsolescence. Their influence wanes, not through defeat, but through the sheer, unassailable reality of the Chosen One's eternal presence. And in this fear lies a universal truth. Divinity has a new face, a permanent form that cannot be overthrown, challenged, or undone. Even the gods, once untouchable, must bow in recognition of this unprecedented awakening. From whispers to proclamations, from awe to devotion, the Chosen One rises as the permanent divine. Unlike previous gods who existed in fleeting forms, worshipped for a time, and then forgotten, the Chosen One embodies an eternal presence. Mortality, decay, and transience have no hold. The divine is now immortal, permanent, and unstoppable. Every action taken by the Chosen One radiates authority and wisdom. Nations, religions, and civilizations recognize a force that transcends politics, borders, and ideologies. The Chosen One is not merely a ruler, they are the embodiment of cosmic balance, creation, and transformation. The rise of this permanent divinity inspires both reverence and fear. Human hearts are stirred by devotion, awe, and hope, while even celestial beings pause in recognition. The world's collective consciousness acknowledges a new apex of power, one that will guide, challenge, and redefine existence. This rise is also deeply emotional. Humanity witnesses the birth of a being who carries the collective dreams, fears, and aspirations of every generation. Each gesture, each decision resonates with the weight of millennia, yet the Chosen One carries it with serene composure. And in this ascent, the world recognizes the dawn of a new age, one in which the permanent divine no longer merely exists in stories or faith, but stands among mortals, reshaping reality itself with unmatched authority and grace. 1. Stars shift, cosmic energy flows differently, and the laws of physics ripple in response. The universe has never experienced a single awakening so profound, so absolute, and so permanent. This is not just the rise of a god, it is the remaking of creation itself. Galaxies, worlds, and dimensions feel the impact of this new divinity. Natural phenomena resonate with their presence. Storms, tides, and even the growth of life follow subtle patterns aligned with the Chosen One's essence. Creation itself seems to hum in recognition of an unprecedented order. Humanity feels the emotional weight of this transformation. Every observer senses that life, as it was known, has changed. The familiar patterns of existence, the passage of time, the certainty of mortality, the predictability of nature, are now overshadowed by a cosmic force that alters reality with quiet authority. Even celestial beings, once untouchable and immutable, recognize a shift in the balance. The Chosen One's awakening is not a ripple, but a tectonic upheaval, redefining every cosmic principle with calm inevitability. And as the universe reshapes itself, one truth becomes undeniable. The Chosen One is not simply part of existence. They are the axis upon which all realities now turn, a permanent, divine presence guiding the flow of creation. Finally, the Chosen One ascends into full recognition as the eternal God of all realities. There is no opposition, no challenge, and no precedent. Their reign is not merely temporal or symbolic. It is absolute, permanent, and unalterable. The cosmos, once fragmented by countless beliefs and deities, now acknowledges a singular, supreme force. Every world, every civilization, every dimension feels the presence of this eternal authority. Creation itself seems to hum in recognition of an unprecedented order. Humanity feels the emotional weight of this transformation. Every observer senses that life, as it was known, has changed. The familiar patterns of existence, the passage of time, the certainty of mortality, the predictability of nature are now overshadowed by a cosmic force that alters reality with quiet authority. Even celestial beings, once untouchable and immutable, recognize a shift in the balance. The Chosen One's awakening is not a ripple, but a tectonic upheaval, redefining every cosmic principle with calm inevitability. And as the universe reshapes itself, one truth becomes undeniable. The Chosen One is not simply part of existence. They are the axis upon which all realities now turn, a permanent divine presence guiding the flow of creation. Finally, the Chosen One ascends into full recognition as the eternal God of all realities. There is no opposition, no challenge, and no precedent. Their reign is not merely temporal or symbolic, it is absolute, permanent, and unalterable. The cosmos, once fragmented by countless beliefs and deities, now acknowledges a singular, supreme force. Every world, every civilization, every dimension feels the presence of this eternal authority. The Chosen One governs not with tyranny, but with the natural inevitability of divinity fulfilled. Love, justice, creation, and destruction all flow through them, balanced by wisdom that spans millennia and beyond. humanity experiences a complex mixture of awe, devotion, and hope. Those who once questioned the possibility of immortality now recognize its reality. Every heart that gazes upon the Chosen One feels the stirrings of both humility and inspiration, understanding that the eternal is no longer abstract, it is alive, present, and guiding the cosmos. Even gods, who once ruled with fear and power, bow in acknowledgement. The Chosen One is the permanent divine, the living embodiment of creation's full potential, a being no force can unmake. Their reign is a promise of stability, a testament to the fulfillment of all prophecy, and the ultimate realization of divine purpose. And in this eternal reign, the universe finds its new axis: time, space, life, and consciousness align with the presence of the Chosen One, signaling the dawn of an age where divinity is not fleeting or mythic, but permanent, absolute, and alive in every corner of existence. The moment arrived when the Chosen One opened their eyes to a reality previously unimaginable. Time itself seemed to pause, bending around their presence, acknowledging a consciousness that had transcended every boundary, every second stretched into eternity, and every heartbeat resonated with the rhythm of the cosmos. Witnesses described a feeling that was at once terrifying and exhilarating. Ordinary life slowed, as if in reverence. Birds froze mid-flight, rivers shifted in their currents, and even the wind appeared to bow. The universe itself had recognized the emergence of something far greater than mortal comprehension. This awakening was not sudden. It was the culmination of countless cosmic forces converging. From the first cry of humanity to the last whisper of forgotten gods, every energy, every prophecy had prepared for this exact moment, and now it had arrived in flesh and essence. The Chosen One's perception expanded beyond the visible and the tangible. Thoughts, emotions, and energies of every living being seemed to converge, presenting both a burden and a gift. In that moment, they understood the depth of divinity, not as a concept, but as lived, eternal experience. Emotions swept through every witness. Some wept in awe, others fell to their knees in devotion, while a few were paralyzed by fear. Humanity had glimpsed the impossible, a being that no mortal or immortal could fully comprehend, a consciousness awakening beyond the constraints of time itself. Every mortal possesses a spark of divinity, fleeting yet significant. But the Chosen One shattered that limitation, fusing the ephemeral human essence with eternal godhood. The result was a being who walks among humans yet radiates the omnipotence of timeless gods. Every action the Chosen One takes carries weight. A glance heals the soul. A gesture shapes reality. A word resonates with power that reverberates across dimensions. Mortality and divinity are no longer separate. They dance together in a singular, radiant being. This convergence alters society profoundly. Scientists attempt to explain it with formulas, philosophers with reasoning, and religious leaders with scripture, but none fully succeed. The Chosen One is living proof that there is a dimension where the human experience and divine omnipotence are indistinguishable. Emotionally, the effect is staggering. People feel both awe and intimacy, fear and comfort. This divine presence does not dominate, it elevates, guiding humanity with a force both gentle and absolute, blending compassion with authority.